John Northcote would like a message from his parents, John Senior and Rita. His mother Rita passed away 2016, and John Senior, his dad there, just last year. So I thought, well, I'll try and use these mediumship cards, these conversation cards here, but I'll use these particular ones because they're plural, not singular. If, as in, we are watching over you, as opposed to I am watching over you, that sort of thing. So I thought, well, see if we can get like a message from both of them, from John and Rita together, and just see what happens. I don't usually, you know, do it that way, but we'll just try it and see what happens. If it doesn't make sense at all, then it obviously doesn't work. So we'll give it a go, because that's what they are actually intended for, or this particular deck is anyway. So we shuffle. As we shuffle the cards, the communication cards, as they're called, these Jackie Newcomb things. We're going to shuffle, and as we shuffle, just simply ask spirits of John Senior and Rita. We ask for your presence. Commune with us, John Senior and Rita, through these cards, and move among us. We're just asking for a message from both of you there. We're asking you to join us for John there, who just wants to. John Northcote there just wants to wants to hear from you. We're just asking spirits of John Senior and Rita. We ask for your presence. Commune with us, John Senior and Rita, through these cards, and move among us. Spirits of John and Rita. Well, that's like the couple next door, isn't it? I suppose they were. We ask for your presence. Commune with us, John and Rita, through these cards, John Senior and Rita, through these cards, and move among us. Blessed be to John Senior and Rita and your divine presence. And we just cut the deck. Where the deck splits is where it's thought to be at the strongest point. That's like all decks, divination decks or whatever, with cartomancy or whatever. It's believed to be the strongest and most energetic in the centre. So theoretically the centre's on top. That's the theory. I just want to thank you though, John and Rita, John Senior and Rita, for joining us tonight, early this morning here in the UK. 25 to 3 in the morning here, so yeah, we're I suppose around about midnight maybe in the USA, assuming that's where John Jr. is. But I just want to thank you there, John and Rita, for joining us. It's like having a couple next door round for Auntie John and Uncle John and Auntie Rita. It's that sort of thing, isn't it? When used to couple around next door, used to come around for a glass of sherry on Christmas Eve or something like that. Although between you and me, we had Auntie Lily and Uncle Jack, but this one's the other one. Anyway, I want to just thank you there, John and Rita, John Senior and Rita, for joining us this morning. And I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your energy, and I want to thank you for your love and the message that you've brought there for your son there, John. I'm going to deal out 3 cards initially. If we do need any more, then maybe we will do that. I like an odd number, so it's usually 3, 5, 7, 9 or whatever it happens to be. But let's just see what the first thing John and Rita want to say, as a sort of plural as opposed to a singular. Let's just see what this first one is here. Hold us in, hold us in your heart, John. Not in your home. It's okay to it's okay to declutter. Hold us in your hold us in your heart, John. Not in your home. It's okay to declutter. It's okay to throw out that old vase, because it was something your mum brought back from a jumble sale or whatever it was, a car boot sale or a bric-a-brac thing or whatever. If it doesn't mean anything, get rid of it. Chuck it out. Clear out. I think this is more a message for me than John, but I've had to clear out for quite a while, so it can't be for me unless it's a quick bloody reminder. I found one of my body cams. It was back of the television, just down there, actually. It was back of the back of the television. Must have fallen off about 3. It went missing about 9 months ago. So it's been down the back of there. It was the menus, and you access the menus on the screen. It was a bit dodgy at first, but they come in alive again. So something's got a bit of damp got caught around the back of there. But that's at my end. That's the clutter I've sort of found, just so anything like that. But it's okay to declutter. It's okay to get rid of old stuff, because that's not where we're not really there anyway. We're in your heart, aren't we? Because we're your mum and your dad and whatever. Excuse me. Let's see what the next card is. Let's see what they've got to say here, as we just flip that over there, nice and slow, not to disturb the energy or anything. Well, that plant pot's on steps, isn't it? There. Did you just say basically find a way to bring harmony back into your life again, there, John. Find a way to bring harmony back into your life. Take the first step. It always reminds me of a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and it's a similar thing. So I suppose that's what the steps are for growth. You put it's as if they're saying, but only you can do that, son. Only you can do that. We can't do that for you. Only you can make your mind up to do it. I suppose if you need help or whatever, then there's help out there for you. But only you know, if you've got no partner or something. I don't know what the relationship situation is, but if it's that you're after, or whatever it is, but just find a way of bringing harmony into life, as if they know everything's all a bit cluttered up at the minute, and you've got to clear out the clutter. And holding on to that old vase or whatever, I've just found it. I just found another thing on the floor. He came out of I don't know what it was, some personal alarm or something. I must have had it 15 years, and the battery isn't. These 9 volts don't seem to rot, and it's got a charge on it and everything. And I've had it over 15 years. And yet those little pencil type, AA type things, they just rot, don't they? It's not rechargeable or anything, so I don't know, it's just the way they're constructed. But anyway, that's just more rubbish I'm bloody finding. I don't know, maybe if you were finding a bit of junk as well, maybe it's worth just going through. I've got to go through it at my end, so it's more a bloody reminder to me than it is you. But they're just saying, nevertheless, don't be afraid to declutter, and if you want to get yourself on the ladder a bit and get up a bit, be prepared for new growth, but bring the harmony. You've got to prune the plants, haven't you, and keep them in order. It's not just a case of chucking a load of flower pots on the steps and hoping the sun will catch them. You don't know. But anyway, that's seems to be that. Let's see what else they've got to say here. I always think of it like beginning, middle, and end of message, of course, but I don't know. Maybe maybe we're okay with just these three here. I don't know. It's just depends how it goes. They're just saying, have you just asking? Have you laughed today? Depends if there's any bloody good jokes, I suppose. But have you laughed today? Find your joy there, John. Find your joy there, son, and lift your soul. Just try and maybe that's what it is. I always sometimes think of being able to laugh at yourself, laugh at your own mistakes. It's all right having a laugh at other people's expense, which is what most comedy is, isn't it? But having a laugh at your own expense can sometimes just see the funny side, and maybe things aren't as serious or are being taken a bit more seriously than what they really are. And although a lot of things aren't a laughing matter, especially with what China's done and what Russia's getting on the bandwagon in with, and what totalitarian dictatorship type governments are sort of getting on the dictatorship bandwagon, the totalitarian bandwagon. It looks like Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand has decided to jump before she's pushed. And she was, well, you were probably better off living in China than bloody New Zealand with her. But it's all coming out anyway, and they're all being found out for the shysters that they all are, taking advantage of a crisis and cashing in on a crisis, of course. Food and energy companies are the worst ones, aren't they, for it? But maybe there is a funny side to even that. Although the cost of lockdown crisis, as we call it, which is what it is, the cost of Chinese dictatorship lockdown. Yeah, the Chinese might want to be treated like shit, but the rest of the world don't. They don't want to rise up against it, but we will. And because we'll have to think we're a civilised society, but clearly maybe we're not. But either way, find the harmony. And try and see the funny side. Try and see the funny side. Try and see the funny side to when a chink falls off a fucking ladder. It's one less of them, isn't it? Well, it could have been worse. It could have been me. You know, so you've just got to see the funny side. When the only decent Chinese and Russians are bloody dead ones, you can only try and find the funny side in the ridiculous stupidity that's going on and how it's affecting us all, I suppose, to some degree, and maybe how it's going to backfire on them. And how we get the last laugh eventually anyway, even if we do have to put them all in jail or put them in The Hague on trial in the International Court or something. But either way, it's just that in the UK we had a shyster government who were behaving like Nazis and treating the poor and the sick and the disabled like Hitler did with the Jews. But the clever thing about the shyster conservatives that we've got governing, it's still the same government in essence. Of course, they were able to drive people to suicide and they didn't have to round them up and gas them. Hitler was a bit more direct, but the Tories were a bit more, you know, they can drive you to suicide. So, well, you killed yourself. We didn't drive you to it. You killed yourself. It's nothing to do with us. So there are ways of, I suppose, the environmental factors getting at you. But you can see the funny side to that. And just have that laughter. of those who've caused all this. And you know, you're going to die. You're going to die. And just look at the Prime Minister in your mind, or your President, or whatever, whoever it is who's been treating you like dirt, and you're going to die. And this is the thing. You're going to jail, or whatever it is. So really try and see the funny side in it, that maybe the Buddhists, on a more serious note, I suppose, the Buddhists tend to think of it as you're going through shit now, as preparing you for something better later on. It's just you end up in royalty, although Prince Siddhartha himself didn't like being royal, and he buggered off and became an outcast. Literally an outcast, as in no part of any caste. He wasn't royal or anything. He buggered off. But that's what the outcast is, really. It doesn't mean you cast out as such. It just means a caste system as they have in India, which is a bit like a class system and any other thing. If you're daft enough and stupid enough to fall for that sort of thing and play that game, then you become victim of it, don't you? But in a similar sort of way, if you can detach yourself and see the funny side in it, then that's fine. I want to pull 2 more cards here just to see what John and Rita have to say, other than what's been said already. Just saying, we're proud of you, son. We're proud of you, and we're aware of your achievements. I know, maybe we're proud of you there, son, and we're aware of your achievements. I know you don't feel appreciated now and again. You got to see the funny side, you know, how shysters around you are just after your money or whatever, just make you work harder, we get more money out of you, or whatever. But you don't have to keep the old vase up the corner, or you can't chuck it out and renew. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. I'm sort of getting that keeping up with the Joneses sort of, you know, you don't have to get the new telly because they've got one and throw all your money away on it. Wait till the price comes down again, or wait till you've got more money coming in to afford it. And when all the shysters who've caused it are in jail. So we're proud of you, and we're aware if you don't sometimes feel as though nobody else is. We're still proud of you, although we're not there to say it in the physical. We can still say it as we are through this medium. Is it them or what? What do you think? Does it sound like them? Let's see what this other one is. It's the odd number, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Let's just see what this. They're just saying your intuition is strong. Maybe they always commented on that, and they're just saying we're reaching out to help. Your intuition is strong, and we're reaching out to help. So I suppose, of course, it is the mind that sees and hears and whatever anyway, isn't it? Even though we're viewing this on video, we're viewing it with our eyes, which don't see as such. It's the mind that uses the eyes as a tool. And in the same way, that's how spirit communicates through the mind. It's still the mind that sees, it just has a bit more of a direct connection. And we're aware of those achievements, of course, and also, you know, your intuition, we're there helping. So when you suddenly think of, oh, did I whatever, or oh, that's a good idea, why did I suddenly think of that? Maybe it isn't all your thoughts. Maybe there's like telepathy going on from one dimension to another. I've been experimenting with telepathy sort of in the 3rd dimensional, or is it the 3rd dimension, or is it just minds are connected on a different dimension or a different plane, I suppose you could call it. And I've been been thinking about that again. I use pyramids and things like that. While it defies the laws of physics and things like that, the universal laws, I don't know, does it defy the universal laws, or is it the universal laws we just don't know about? And we just haven't accepted as what they are because we don't know how they work yet. New things are always coming about, aren't they? But either way, so if you do have a thought, other than smelling burning rubber, just remember, if it's a good thought, it's a good idea, just keep following your intuition. As if it's saying, keep following your intuition, because we are having a part of it. We're aware, and we're having we're helping you. So I suppose that's the interaction that's going on there. I want to leave it at that. I don't know that this is the sort of thing they say, but this is the sort of thing they've said here as two. Maybe each one, maybe Dad there, he probably might have said it in his own way, and Rita Mum there, she'd have probably had her own sort of terminology, but in general terms, that's the sort of thing you'll probably hear them say it in their own way in your mind's ear, or whatever as you call it, the mind's ear. So you might hear them saying it in their way. But that's the gist or the vibration that we've got there from your mum and dad there for now. But just for now, I'm going to gather up the message there, just out of respect. We'll just gather the message and then just place it face down here, and then we just simply say, the love is the law, love is the bond. Merry did we meet, merry do we part. And until next time, John Senior and Rita there, until next time, merry may we meet again. And we just place the rest of the deck on top of the conversation cards, and we lay John and Rita to rest. Until next time, we proclaim blessed be to John Senior and Rita and all absent friends.